Aloha, good evening everyone on this pleasant Friday night from North Orm, Utah. We welcome you to KSL Sports Rewind's coverage of Timpanogos football presented by Brent Brown Toyota Scion. Tonight it's the renewal of the City Triangle rivalry as the Timpanogos Timberwolves battle the Mountain View Bruins. With my broadcast partner Ty Wilkinson, Alexander Timalev joining you from Timpanogos High School. So Ty, I turn to you. First thing I say is it is going to be a very interesting game tonight because here's two teams going in opposite directions. One coming off a disappointing loss last week. The other one is coming off a momentum-building victory last week.
Mountain View High School is now 2-4. You never want to be below 500, especially in a division as good as these two teams are in. Timpanogos, however, they have something to play for today. They want to have a playoff position. 4-2 today, above 500. Here's the keys to the game. Timpanogos, good defensive front showing today. So Mountain View, only 17.5 scoring average just in general. And that's in the game in general. Timpanogos, 41.5. That's the key to the game is defense for Mountain View. And if you're Timpanogos, keep your offense on fire. And if you can get that defensive front to get the good stops, you'll be in very good company.
And that was tonight's keys to the game, of course, presented by the full-service law firm Heidemann & Associates. Easton Bretzing set to kick off, and he sends us away from North Orem, and the kickoff will go into the end zone for a touchback. And that will bring this Mountain View offense out to the 25-yard line, or the 20-yard line, rather. And as we said, Ty, this is going to be very, very key for this Timpanogos defense. They led 13-0 early, but then the floodgates just burst on them, 48 straight points to Provo in that loss last Friday, which was really disappointing given the fact how hot their offense got, or how hot their offense was to start the game.
Yeah, their offense this far this season has been, they have 256 points in their combined games that they've played. That's including the Provo. So it's honestly kind of shocking to me that they've only managed to get 13 points against Provo last week. Let's see if they can come back.
Salesa on first down. Penalty flag goes down. He's under siege immediately. In the pass he throws is incomplete. There is a penalty marker down, and we have, I believe, a signal for a face mask.
Personal foul, face mask.
And it is against the Bruins, and that will back them up inside the 15.
One play, one flag. That's not what you want to do, half the distance to the goal. Your goal is to get offense on this point, and when you get penalties, all that does is kill you.
So Lessa, who, of course, was a sophomore last year under head coach Abe Poduska. He comes into this game not showing a little bit of improvement from last season. Daxton Havea, number 13, is the single setback next to him. Play clock inside of 10 here on this play for Mountain View. And the play clock is now down to 2. And they just get it away. And here's Havea on the handoff left side, and he runs into the stack. And he's going to get the pile to just shove him forward. It'll pick him about maybe 6. Tyler Hunter, first contact there.
And goal here, little sweep to the left side. Nothing big, just another run play. All they want to do is try to get back to that line of scrimmage, get that yardage back from that face mask penalty.
They officially give him 7 on the play, 2nd and 13 now. Again, Timpanogos with that much improved defense from last season. And amazingly, they've scored 40 points in all their victories, and in their 2 losses, they have scored under 20. Lessa under pressure on 2nd and 13. He'll take off, gets into the stack, and the ball comes out. And did he get back on top of it?
Come on the play recovered by Mountain View.
It wasn't him that got back on top of it. It was his own offensive lineman that did. And it's 3rd down. Nash Price made the hit.
You talk about lucky. Your O-line can be there for you in those dire situations.
The play brings up 3rd and 12.
And now you're sitting at 3rd and long.
On the field.
And now we have a player down here for the Bruins. That's Andre Romero, number 53, who tried to limp off the field without assistance, and now he's down, getting some attention. So we'll step aside for a quick second, and we'll be back after this word from our sponsors on KSLSports.com. Quickly back in here on 3rd down and long here for the Bruins. Lessa from the gun, pressure, free rusher off the edge. He takes off to his right, and he's going to get clobbered at the right side of the line.
Tyler
Miller that time, number 21, is safety coming up and making the stop. And it's a quick 3 and out for that Mountain View offense, which, Ty, as you said, has really struggled the past 6 games trying to get any traction, 17.5 average points. Though they have shown improvement from the past season, they've already surpassed their win total from last year.
Okay, so that was an interesting play, I think, because they've ran that ball every single time, either it be the quarterback or the running back, and they had a 3-receiver formation that were running, and he was running to the complete opposite side. So we'll see what Mountain View can acquire from this opportunity.
A high, short punt, as they were trying to keep it away from Matthew Hall, the returner. And that will bring out this Timpanogos offense for the first time here tonight. And Ty, we should point out, no Luke Livingston tonight for the Timberwolves. And this should be an interesting series to start the game to see how Austin Heaps' crew manages without their leader on offense on the field.
It's going to be interesting to see here. And you take Mountain View's defense that has allowed so many points during the course of the season. We'll see without their leader how they can actually, confer this offense. We'll see how it goes.
4 wide receivers line up in a stack on a diamond almost to the right. Easton Bretsing lines up in that formation. He gets it on the swing out to the right. He gets a couple of blocks, and he's down the sideline. Bretsing still on his feet, inside the 30, and down to the 25-yard line.
Into Bruin territory.
Well, a play that was really slow developing ends up picking up close to 40 on the play, and they'll quickly head back to the line, as is their want in this spread option. And we have an immediate timeout called. It looks like it's signaled by Timpanogos. I guess it's Austin Heaps just trying to calm his players down, but you talk about a slow developing play that ends up getting the most out of it, Ty. That was it right there.
I have never seen a diamond play like that in my life. They had 3 blocks in the front, throw it to the backside, just focus on trying to get that ball across, and I think they thought that was going to go a lot better than they thought they would. I mean, you get that much positive yardage, you're already in Mountain View territory, and here you are. Worst case scenario at this point, you can just kick a field goal, so points are points. You can take it, and that's just one play, Alex.
And the official actually made a correction, if anybody saw it. He actually said that Mountain View called a timeout. I guess Abe Poduska was not happy with the way his defense played that first play, and so, again now, from the spread, with Josh Graff as the H-back, number 9, Bretsing the tailback. Gabe Graff, his brother, top of the screen. Riggs throws to Graff, that's complete, gets a couple of blocks, and he'll be taken down at about the 23, so not much that time, maybe a pickup of 3.
Second down and 6.
And again, quickly back to the line, Timpanogos, this time from the pistol. Chase Riggs, quick snap, handoff to Bretsing. Over the right side, gets behind the stack. And he'll pick up about maybe 5.
Bretsing pushes forward down to the 16-yard line.
That was a good O-line push there at the end. Looks like they got an extra 2 on that one. That puts them into the red zone now. And now you're in business if you're Timpanogos.
Michael Ernest made the stop there for the Mountain View Bruins, who are all over the place here on 3rd down. And now the umpire takes a tumble, so we'll have to stop playing. So I guess Timpanogos' offense is running so fast, Ty, the officials aren't having time to get set.
Yeah, no kidding.
I've never seen that before where the umpire took a tumble. 3rd down, here's Bretsing, big hole up the middle. And he easily gets the first down to the 12-yard line.
4-yard gain.
He needed 2, and he got another 5.
And you heard it from the fans, another Timpanogos first down. 2 on this drive so far. Let's see if they can put that ball in the end zone here, Alex.
Graff brothers line up top of the screen. It's Gabe that gets the screen out to the left. He has a block at the 10, at the 5, and he's knocked out of bounds close to the marker. He'll get to about the 2-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal, Timpanogos.
And another T-Wolf.
8:30 on a rolling clock here if you're just joining us. Riggs hands off, Bretsing right up the gut and scores! Touchdown!
T-Wolf. Bretsing, 2 yards up the middle.
Hey, it's only 8:24, Alex. That didn't take very long, did it?
That sure didn't take very long, but a good sign if you're a Timpanogos fan that they were able to find some other weapon other than Livingston to go to on the drive. Bretsing did most of the work.
Easton Bretsing, the multi-sport athletes always get it done. They got the legs for it. I mean, they do strength and conditioning pretty much 24/7. They live, eat, and breathe it.
I honestly feel that's something you and I can't do, probably. Parker Harvey to attempt the extra point. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is good. 7-0 Timpanogos our score. With 8:24 to go in the first quarter. T-Wolves up 7-0 on KSL Sports Rewind. Timpanogos football on KSL Sports Rewind is presented by Brett Brown Toyota Scion, and it's also presented in part by Heidemann & Associates, the flat rate law firm that is completely focused on you. Get a free consultation by calling 801-472-7742. Or go to utah.law to find the office nearest you. Easton Bretzing, who just scored the touchdown, kicks off into the corner, and it will go into the end zone once again for a touchback. Alexander Timothy alongside Ty Wilkinson here at Timpanogos High School on a 60-degree night.
I'd like to let you know FCCLA is doing a fundraiser.
And it is a beautiful night for football.
Corner of the stadium. They're selling
you see the fall colors, Ty, lighting up the Timpanogos mountain range tonight.
Support a good cause.
And we were worried coming in, weren't we? It was a bit rainy last night, and it was a bit wet this morning, but I guess the forecast held up as usual. Would have been a bear if we had to do this in the rain. His less on first down, screens it. That's complete. Not much room there as a gang of Wolves gets over there very, very quickly.
Interesting play call. No screen was provided, and 2 Timpanogos defenders were on that like hounds.
Yeah, living up to their name indeed. Bo Peterson made the catch. Matt Hall made the stop.
Pass complete for a short loss. 2nd down and 11.
Nash Price also over there on the stop. Mountain View, by the way, has not won in this rivalry in almost 3 years. They won 53-13 the last time they won, as that time Havea gets smothered in the backfield by Brighton Tate, and it's going to be 3rd down and a mile here. No gain on that one.
I guess there is a reason they are called the Timberwolves. When they smell blood, they're on it like bloodhounds. We'll say that pretty easily, considering this defensive front, just as big as they are. You compare it to the offensive line of Mountain View, it doesn't seem like they stand a chance at this moment. We'll see how the rest of the game goes.
3rd down and long here. Lessa takes the snap, looking, throws to the left, and it's nearly picked off. Nobody was looking back for that pass. Someone must have had miscommunication on that play. And it's another 3 and out here for Mountain View here early.
Mountain View's first passing play almost ended into the arms of a Timberwolf. Not exactly what you want to see, and it's lucky that they're punting right now to pin him back a little bit deeper rather than having the field position that they would have had.
Liam Fuller very nearly got his hands underneath that pigskin. Matt Hall stands back to receive the punt, and it's a good one. It's going to take a forward bounce, and it's going to die right at midfield.
Stop to the 50
so 2 possessions, 2 3 and outs for the Mountain View Bruins. The Advanced Windows Fall Window Sale is going on right now for $2,000 off 10 windows or more. At 60 months, you get 0% interest financing available for a limited time only. Advanced Windows, call them today at 801-850-9100 for your free offer courtesy of the Rewind Sports Network. And again, that diamond formation pattern for the second drive here, starting from midfield for Riggs & Co. This time he looks to the left. It's complete to Graff. And Graff gets taken down close to the marker. He's got the first down at the 40.
So this must be really interesting, Alex. That must be their first lucky play, I guess, if you will. That's the second time that they've run it on the first opening drive.
Bretzing again lines up as the tailback. Again, it goes back to Graff on that far side. He breaks a tackle and gets tripped up. Picks up again 6 or 7 yards.
Stop at the 33-yard line. 7-yard gain makes it 2nd down and 3.
Triple wide receiver in tandem now to the right of Riggs. With Bretzing as the tailback, he gets the handoff, and he's got a big hole. And Bretzing still on his feet. And he finally gets swung to the turf at about the 23-yard line. He picked up close to 10 when he needed only 7. When he needed only 3, rather.
Another T-Wolf.
And quickly again back to the line. That same formation, tandem wide receivers to the right. Riggs to Bretzing again, tries the left side, bounces outside. This time he gets stopped. Got tripped up, rather, after a gain of 4.
And Alex, this is interesting. It's like a little bit of trickery. They're running that triangle formation 2 times, trying to draw the defense I guess, to a better conclusion as to where the ball's going. Instead, it's remaining in the arms of Timpanogos.
And Bretson gets it again, and he gets it up the middle. He's got another hole. He'll be close to the first down. We'll see where they mark him. One official lined him at the first down marker. The other one lined him up at the short of the marker, and it's going to be short by about a yard. So Jaden Robinson will come in on third down and less than a foot. And now Riggs will audibilize to the sideline. Third down and less than a yard now. They motion out of that shotgun, and now Riggs goes and motions Robinson to the left. Riggs, high snap, hands to Robinson. Big hole up the middle, and he is going to be brought down close to the end zone of the 1 yard line. They'll mark him down to the 2.
Down to the 2 yard line.
High snap turns into high rewards.
12 yard gain. Good for another. T-Wolves.
And back they go to the pistol once more. Graff lines up on the left. Bretson gets it again. And he's in. Touchdown.
Touchdown. T-Wolves.
2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
And that's Easton Bretson's second touchdown of the night. And his second touchdown in less than 9 minutes.
Parker Harvey to attempt the P.
And Parker Harvey will come on for the PAT once more.
He's ranked 11th in the nation for point after attempts.
It is still yet to miss in the last couple of weeks, but this one is off the upright.
PAT is no good. With 4:58 left in the first quarter. T-Wolves 13.
I take it back.
On your feet, T-Wolves for the fight zone.
13-0 our score, 4:58 to go. Timpanogos leads on homecoming night. 13-0 our score here on this beautiful night in North Orem, Utah. Alexander Smith and Ty Wilkinson. Timpanogos up 13-0 over Mountain View. Easton Bretson scored both touchdowns for the Timberwolves, as Parker Harvey missed just his second extra point of the year. And this is a short kickoff down toward the corner. It is taken on the 5. And look out here, big hole! Up the right side, no flags down, and stepping out of bounds inside the 30. Boy, if there was ever a shot in the arm Mountain View needed, that was it.
Kickoff return by Anthony Burgess. Brought out to the 29-yard line.
Already almost to the red zone there, Alex.
Anthony Burgess, what a return. As he gets out of bounds, there is now a flag down on the far side, but what a way to swing the momentum back in Mountain View's favor there, Ty, with a big return. Bretson kicked that off short into the corner, and Burgess just took off to the right side. There was nobody there.
We'll see what this flag is on, if it negates that positive yardage.
I think it probably is going to be for yeah, it is going to be on Mountain View, and it's going to push him back. And it's after the play. But still, Ty, that's a huge return there for the Mountain View Bruins to at least get some momentum back on their side after they've gotten basically run over by this Timpanogos offense on the first 2 drives.
Okay, it's not as good as the 28-yard line, but I think you'll still take positive yardage within Timpanogos' area, considering you have not gotten a first down and had 2 3-and-outs already.
You're right, still no first downs as Leslie goes into the pistol and hands off to Havea. He gets over the left side, struggles forward. He'll pick up about 4. Well, officially mark him down after a gain of 5. MJ Yosefo is the one who brought him down in the middle of that pile, number 4.
And so it's very interesting what Mountain View is running here. Literally, they are using their running game to their advantage at this point. We'll see how it works out for them, considering now that they're a little bit even closer and inching towards that end zone and that end goal that they're trying to get.
It'll be huge here. Mountain View can at least put 3 on the board here before the end of this first quarter. Les on second down, in trouble, and he goes... No, he stays on his feet somehow. Now he goes down.
Quarterback.
Tyler Miller was the first one to get to him, but then Brighton Tate finally got him to the turf.
Back to Mountain View territory.
And this is a big third down now if you're Mountain View. You know the song, it takes 2 to make everything go right.
Yeah, really. But that's the 3rd or 4th time we've seen a free rusher, Ty, come off the edge there for Timpanogos. That has got to be concerning for this offensive line.
And so it's very interesting to see what they'll do here on third down.
Play clock at 10 here. Third down and 18 from the 48. Avea stays in the block. Lessa throws long up the seam, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Matthew Hall.
Pass is intercepted. Robert Parsons.
They took a risk.
Pick.
That's all I can say. You take high risks.
Check
It could kill you.
Check that. Excuse me. It was Robbie Parsons with the interception. And just like that, the Timberwolves get it right back. A quick momentum stealer for the Timberwolves. They have the offense right back out. First and 10 now from the 30. And Bretzing at the high snap takes the handoff, and he gets smoked right at the 31-yard line. He picks up about maybe 2.
You know, I think they only got 2 yards on that play because they didn't run the diamond formation that they've been running the past 2 starting drives.
Pretty much. Maybe that's the case. Robinson now lines up as the single setback. Riggs to throw. Throws up the sideline for Harvey. He's got it. Did he get the foot down? No, he did not. It would have been a great catch by Parker Harvey, but he did not keep his foot down in bounds. And for the first time tonight,
Third down.
inside their own territory, it's third and the longest third down of the night. Third down and 8 for Timpanogos. They go triple wide receiver to the left. They motion out to the left. Riggs sprints out to the left. Looking, throws. He's got a man down the middle. That one is caught.
Great catch by Jamison Jones. Into Bruins territory.
Jamison Jones made the catch. And it's first down,
25-yard
Timpanogos,
gain,
just
and
like that.
another T1.
25 yards on the pickup. And Robinson gets the handoff right out of the gates. And he again gets stopped after a 2-yard loss. Or a 2-yard gain, rather, excuse me.
Very good adversity by Timpanogos. You get a thrown incompletion. I wouldn't call it an incompletion. He caught it, still out of bounds. And then you throw it down midfield, get great field position. Now you're back in business and where you started.
Double wide receiver lines up in the stack to the left and to the right. And we have a timeout called by Timpanogos. So we'll step aside and take one with them as well. 2:16 to go here in the first quarter. Timpanogos threatening once more. Already up 13-0. Well, next Friday, if you want something other than the BYU football game to clear your schedule for, then Ty and I will be back on the air next Friday in Payson as the Timberwolves head south to take on the Lions on the South Shore. Coverage starts at 6:55 on the Rewind Sports Network, your home of Timpanogos football, presented by Brent Brown Toyota Scion. Alexander Timolip with Ty Wilkinson here on top of the press box on this cool 59-degree night here in North Orem, Utah. Chase Riggs from the shotgun. Easton Bretzing right hip pocket. Takes the snap. Screens it out. That's complete. And this time, Mountain View equal to that task. And that'll bring up another third down here as Abbott could not.
Dash McCann.
Or rather, that's Dash McCann that tried to get away but could not. And it's third down.
There's another big third down, too. Last time, high risk, high reward. We'll see if they have a deep pass again. It'll be pretty interesting.
Jones lines up to the right. Sprint to the right for Riggs. He looks that way and throws to the end zone and incomplete. As that time McCann could not hold on, and it's fourth down.
Intended for McCann.
And
fourth down.
Ty, you're kind of in no man's land here. I mean, either way you look at it, I think you have to go for this. I mean, it's fourth and about 7. You're out of the range of Parker Harvey here as far as field goals are concerned.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Fourth down. Looks like they're going to go for it.
4th and 7 from the 31. We'll see if they even snap it here. Play clock at 10. Double wide receivers line up to either side. Bretsing the single setback. Brett Riggs looking, throws for Graff. It is caught with a flag down.
What a catch!
What a catch indeed! Josh Graff going over the top and making the grab. And he got interfered with on the play.
He had the first down to start with the pass interference, but he said, no, I just want to show that I can do this myself.
Pass interference against the Bruins. Penalty declined. The 27-yard gain. And
so
another.
It's first and goal at the 4. As the Timberwolves threaten once more. Bretsing's already got 2 touchdowns in the quarter. They'll give it to him again, and he's got maybe a third, or does he? No, he does not. I thought he was over the line, but from where our vantage point was, he is short by about a half a yard.
I like these good goal line stops by Mountain View. They've been able to do it twice already tonight. Unfortunately, it comes in the favor of Timpanogos.
Riggs this time throws the fade, and another flag comes down as Gabe Graff was over there, and a lot of shirt grabbing on that side. And that should be first and goal at about the 1-yard line off the pass interference.
Pass interference against Mountain View.
Second one they have committed on this drive.
Replay, second down.
So first and goal, or rather it's now second and goal. Remember, I correct myself because the pass interference does not result in a first down like it does in college. Doesn't matter though, because Easton Bretsing this time is in the end zone for the score.
Timberwolves. Bretsing once again.
And that's 3 in the first quarter for Easton Bretsing, and the Wolves go up
to attempt the P.
by 19 here in the first quarter.
You talk about a hat trick in the first quarter. That's pretty impressive stuff to do, especially with 109 still left. Ethan Bretsing, star of the show.
And a much needed, I think, for this Timpanogos offense, considering the fact Livingston is out tonight. Parker Harvey to attempt the extra point again. And this time, it is good.
Point after touchdown is good with 109 left in the first quarter. T-Wolves 20,
so,
Bruins 0.
20-0, Timpanogos leads now, and Ty, a very interesting first quarter, because I think this is about what we expected the first quarter to go, but you have to say that Timpanogos' offense, and it's more than its offense looking impressive, its defense has looked more impressive here in this first quarter. They looked like they wanted to turn around what happened last week.
No kidding. It was very interesting. Mountain View had that momentum in their favor off the kickoff, and then they managed to get them behind midfield already. So they already stuck them out of their zone, and that wasn't penalty yardage. That was a sack. And impressive as that was, Timpanogos on top, and they very well should be, and they have earned it here so far tonight.
Easton Bretsing to kick off here. He's had a lot of work to do here in this first quarter. To the tune of 3 touchdowns. This time he boots it straight through the end zone. No messing around with the return of Anthony Burgess this time.
First and 10, Mountain View.
So what do you do here, Ty, if you're Mountain View? I mean, you're down 20-0. I mean, you really are going against a better team or a better opposition here, but what do you do in order to get some momentum back in your favor here?
So it's very interesting. I think I mentioned it before. Mountain View runs the ball, it feels like, a lot more than they've passed it. But in Mountain View's defense, they had to throw an interception to try to at least get a first down against Mountain View. So I'm kind of curious to see what the coaches have for the play calls.
It is a run on first down. Daxton Havea takes the handoff, and he'll pick up about maybe 4. Off the right side as we're under 1 minute to go here in the first quarter. What's been a fast-moving one here in North Orem.
I think I mentioned before, this is mainly a running team here, Alex. It's kind of interesting to watch. Just mainly runs. Like, you know, you see always runs on first down, it feels like, but they usually like to run the ball on third down sometimes. It's kind of interesting to see.
Yeah, they're almost playing like the two downs to get X amount of yards play, as Havea gets the handoff again, gets to the left. He'll be brought down about a couple yards shy of the line of scrimmage. And I think that should be the end of the first quarter, unless Abe Poduska wants to run an extra play.
I think they want to get that line to gain, but talking with the coaches, looks like they're going to take this one all the way down. And so Timpanogos will have the lead 20-0 going into the end of the first quarter.
And that is exactly what I think they're going to do. Timpanogos dominating that first quarter. They forced a punt on the opening drive by the Bruins, and they haven't looked back since. 20-0 is our score at the end of 12 minutes on this Friday night from Timpanogos.
Think they're pretty delicious.
KSL Sports Rewind's presentation of Timpanogos football is presented by Brent Brown Toyota Scion and by Igloo Outfitters, the coziest wearable sleeping bag that has you covered during the days and nights of fall. Don't worry about the weather and watch your favorite team in comfort with Igloo Outfitters. Go to igloooutfitters.com and enter Rewind for $20 off and never miss the moments you were meant to see. That's IGLU Outfitters.com. Also known as the official sponsor of Jeff Hansen's Bedwear. Although I wouldn't know. Here's a head off to the left side going to Daxton Havea. He should have the first down, and he does. And that's the first down of the night for the Mountain View Bruins. Alexander Smolip and Ty Wilkinson here at Timpanogos High School. And Ty, I'm going to tell you right now, please don't tell Jeff Hansen I said that.
I will not. Don't worry. We both know Jeff. It's all right.
We both do know Jeff. That's right.
Hopefully he's not watching the game.
Well, they are watching the game on the Red Zone stream, but I don't think they have us over the air on the radio right now as Lessa throws. Pass is incomplete. So in case anybody missed it, Timpanogos forced a 3-and-out by Mountain View on their first couple of drives, and then they got an interception, which they promptly turned into points, and that's how we stand right now, Ty. But Mountain View, after getting their first down of the night, where do they go to get more momentum on this drive?
You kind of just got to get more passes. It feels like this team is mainly surrounded by the running game, and that's not going to exactly help with that. See it right there, that defensive line. That's just a brick wall that you're running into every single time.
Nash Price just came straight up from his safety position. Price, by the way, played more DB last year, but he bulked up, and now he's playing a linebacker this year, number 1.
Brings up third and 10.
It seems like he's grown into that role a lot more than I think a lot of people expected during his senior year. He looks like he could fly around the field like a heat-seeking missile right now for this defense. But anyway, 3rd down and 10 now here from the 31. Lessa, under pressure, just lobs it up for grabs into double coverage, and it's dropped. And it probably should have been picked off.
Pass incomplete.
Robbie Parsons almost had his second pick of the night.
4th down.
But he and his teammate couldn't figure out who wanted the ball.
Just ran into each other there at the end, Alex. Team chemistry and talking is pretty much what it's all about, and they both wanted the interception on their stat card tonight.
It's like that Oprah Winfrey meme where it's you get 1,000, you get 1,000, everybody gets 1,000. Everybody wants a piece of the action here tonight. Especially on homecoming night for sure, as they're going to run a fake. And it's a screen out to the left, and they're going to get it. Coach Abe Poduska pulls a rabbit out of the hat.
Calvin Floyd on
and
the
the Bruins convert the first down. Calvin Floyd, who was lined up as the punter, who was the punter, takes the pass and runs untouched for a first down. How about that?
Good play calling trickery over there by the... I think that's the offensive coordinator who's doing that. Who's the offensive coordinator, Alex?
I'm going to have to look that one up, but I know Coach A. Poduska's been wanting to pull that one out for a while, given the fact that they got nothing to lose, and now they are at 1st and 10 at the 47. And it's Havea on the right side, and he's got a big hole up the right side, and he gets clotheslined as he gets to the 40-yard line. Now the Bruins have something rolling here on offense.
Is this a different team, Alex? What am I seeing? They woke up.
Mountain View.
It just seems like that fake punt really woke them up on that last play. And all of a sudden, the T-Wolves are having their feet held to the fire here.
Something I should have touched on earlier today. Timpanogos averaged 13.8 points in the first quarter. That's their best that they have. Mountain View is a team that in the 2nd and 3rd, they start to catch fire.
Lessa screens it out to Floyd. Needs to make a man miss. He does. Gets to the right side. The ball comes out. And Timpanogos recovers it.
Fumble on the
MJ
play.
Yosefo
Recovered by
forced
the
the fumble.
T-Wolves. Liam Fuller with the
And it was
recovery.
Liam Fuller who recovered it. Second turnover of the night for the Bruins.
And that's a buzz killer right there, too, if you're Mountain View offense.
And if you're talking about buzzkills, I mean, that is something that Timpanogos sorely missed in last week's loss at Provo. They just could not find a way to get off the field.
At the 27.
That's two series in a row where they've been able to get off the field because of their defense. So Riggs right back to work on 1st and 10 from the 22. Look at that protection. And throws it down the field, and this pass is picked off. Intercepted by Burgess. And the Bruins say, I'll do you one better. Anthony Burgess, who had the big kickoff return, now has the pick. And the Bruins
Anthony Burgess with
roar
the
right back into the front
Bruins.
with the big pick. And that's probably one that Rick should not have thrown.
How about the defensive coverage on both sides, though? Two picks for Timpanogos, one so far for Mountain View. Defensive coverage is all over the field, and they know where that ball is, and they know the radius that it's going.
Here's Havea. And
Havea back to
he
the
gets
line of
brought
scrimmage.
down after maybe a gain of about a yard.
Stop by Marley Yosefo.
So, Alex, it's kind of like that play never really happened because now Mountain View is where they were before they threw the pick.
It really does. What a crazy start we've had to this second quarter here on this chilly night here in North Orem. Now it's getting cold. Calvin Floyd lines up on the right side. Havea takes the handoff, or rather it's Lessa with the quarterback keeper, and he gets nothing. And so, Ty, what do you do here? 3rd down and long from inside the 40. Is it 4-down territory here? I mean, it's fair to ask.
I think it is fair to ask. I don't think they should throw the deep ball. I think they should throw an out route, out of bounds. Save yourself a little bit of clock, because I think you're going to need every second in this game if you're down 20.
3rd down and 9.
And plus, you know, Mountain View is not a team that likes to play catch-up. They're the ones that like to grind it out on the ground, and we saw that last week against Uintah. Timpanogos is the one that likes to get up and down the field, start a track meet. Play clock at 5. 3rd down and 9. And they just get it away. Lessa throws the strike. That's complete. Calvin Floyd gets a block, stays on his feet, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 15-yard line. That's enough for a Bruin first down, and they are marching inside the red zone.
What did I tell you about the out routes? They knew that they couldn't pin the ball deep, especially towards midfield, because that has consequences. The bad ones.
You've been hanging around with Tony Romo too much, man. I'm telling you right now. You grew up with way too much Tony Romo in your house, boy.
Well, I am from Dallas. I'm not a Cowboys fan, though. So.
Thank goodness you're not. Because I'm a 49er fan. We would have problems.
Yep, there you go.
Lessa, free rusher off the edge. He gets away. He has a man open. Sidearms it. That's complete. And in for the touchdown is Peterson.
Touchdown Bruins.
Bo Peterson. A 17-yard touchdown strike.
The Bruins.
And the Bruins are right back in this ball game.
They sniffed that red zone. It was there. They sniffed the red zone before. They were at the 18. First play of that red zone drive, already in for the score.
And what a sidearm throw, too, by Say Lessa. On the move, off platform, with a free rusher in his grill, somehow able to get away. Calvin Floyd now for the extra point. Out of the hold of Peterson, who just caught the pass. It is placed, it is kicked, and it is good.
PAT is good.
And so with 8:18 to go here in the first half, it is 20-7 in favor of the Timpanogos Timberwolves. Back after this, word from Utah UC Football on the Rewind Sports Network. Well, don't blink because you'll miss it. Mountain View cuts into the Timpanogos lead, 20-7 now with 8:18 left here in the second quarter. As they take advantage of a Timpanogos turnover and turn it into points. Bo Peterson with his first touchdown of the night. As Say Lessa gets this team right back into it, as that's a line drive kick. It'll be taken by Parker Harvey, given on the reverse to Matt Hall. And Hall's got a hole up the left side, but it's closed off pretty quickly. And good coverage by that Mountain View team to about the 24-yard line.
A little bit of trickery there for the special teams unit of Timpanogos High School. Sorry, I'm so used to saying Mount Timpanogos Timberwolves.
1st and 10, T-Wolves.
You're going to get used to saying that over the next few weeks while we're watching this team. But big drive here for the Wolves. Needing to get some momentum back on their side after real sloppy turnover on their last drive. Here's Bretzing off the left side, and this time he gets stoned at the line of scrimmage. He maybe got a yard. Well, if anybody missed it, Calvin Floyd with a fake punt to get the Mountain View Bruins kick-started before he fumbled the ball, but then it was Bo Peterson that ended up with the big catch for the touchdown as Gabe Graff gets back to work and says, look what I can do. Stiff arm, got him free inside the 30 and down to the 29-yard line, but there is a penalty flag down at the line of scrimmage.
There is a flag on the play.
I would suspect it's in the neighborhood of either an offside or an illegal shift, and that's exactly what it is.
Illegal shift against the T-Wolves.
It looked like Timpanogos had a couple guys in motion, and they did not get reset time.
2nd down.
And another self-inflicted wound right there. When we saw this, my last two broadcast partners and I, Skyridge had this happen to them, but this is probably not the time if you want it to happen if you're Timpanogos, because you had all the momentum in that first quarter, but now the Bruins starting to rev up the engines a little bit here in the second quarter.
Just a little bit, too. You kind of shoot yourself in the foot by getting that penalty, too, and you're pushed all the way back. You had the ball at close to around the 35, and you were in business. Now you're on the complete, pretty much opposite side, actually a little bit further back than where you would be.
Now the Wolves having some trouble lining up here on this play. 2nd down and 14 now from the 19-yard line. Officially they mark it. Screen here for Bretzing. He's got a couple of blockers out in front. He's at the 25, tries to cut it back. He kicks up the penalty yards back plus a few more, so it'll be 3rd down and a little bit more manageable here for this Timpanogos offense.
How about Mountain View's D-line providing a little bit more pressure than they would originally? It's been a really big struggle for this defensive line, but it seems that they're gaining a little bit more momentum throughout the course of this game.
Under 7 to go here on a rolling clock here in the second quarter. Mountain View scored off the turnover. Bo Peterson, a 17-yard touchdown reception from Say Lessa. An Paduska's team right back in the mix of things here in the second quarter. Play clock down to 2 to 1, and they just got it away. Riggs throws a strike. That's complete. 1st down, and they needed that.
Riggs pass complete to Graff.
That is Josh Graff for a 1st down to the 40-yard line.
Good for another T-Wolf.
And as they want, they are right back to the line here quickly. A lot of movement up front, and it's Bretzing through a gap. And he gets swallowed up at about the 48-yard line, close to midfield.
Here's a stat a lot of people will take for granted there, Alex, is the 3rd down conversions. They are 3 for 3 on the night. Even when they're pinned pretty deep, they have managed to get across the line to gain.
Timeout, Mountain View.
And Paduska's side will take a timeout. We'll keep it here, though, for this timeout. And so, we just touched on it, Ty. I mean, the 3rd down conversions. I mean, this was a common theme all last year for this Timpanogos team. They were so good on 3rd and 4th downs converting in their own territory or across midfield. And I think when it comes down to it against the big teams, that really is going to make a difference at the end of the day.
I think that's what you need is adversity for your offense. Obviously, your head coach can only do so much to give you that momentum, but when you get that 3rd down and you convert it, it's obviously the odds are going to be in your favor because that defense has another 4 downs just to stop you.
And of course, we know that the turnovers also played a big part in tonight's game as well. Timpanogos has 2 takeaways to just 1 for Mountain View. However, you also have to figure in that that the points off the turnovers are going to be huge because Now it's even at 7-7 as far as points off turnovers are concerned, and that has to make you a little bit nervous if you're the Timberwolves a little bit on offense.
No kidding. Well, here's the way I look at it. The quarterback formations for Timpanogos, that I keep seeing, is that they like the backfield more than anything. They want to get the runs, but they like to fake it more than anything. And they get the deep throws on the corner routes, and I think that's what's paying off for them most on those third down plays we've been seeing more so than not. You got a couple runs, but still, I think it's those trickery plays. If you have a lot of items in your itinerary in your offense, that's what's going to get it done for you on the night.
Alexander Timolip, Ty Wilkinson here at Timpanogos High School in North Thornton, Utah. The officials and the coaches just having a short little discussion at midfield, trying to keep everybody on the same page and keep emotions in check here in this rivalry game. 2nd down and 2 now from the 48. Retzing takes the handoff, and he's going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage, and they're going to mark him short of the marker.
Retzing up the middle.
Beautiful takedown.
I mean, that's a one-on-one tackle if I ever seen it. I mean, that was quite a play made.
That was on a play that it looked like it would have had at least a gain of 3 yards. Stays the same.
Angel Alas made the stop. Now it's 3rd down and less than 2. Bretzing again off the left side. This time he's got the 1st down and plenty more. And a stiff arm out of bounds as he gets close to the 34-yard line.
Forward into Bruin territory, out of the 35.
Out of 1st down.
It's a 17-yard gain.
4 for 4 on those 3rd downs.
And that's what's making the difference right now as they line up in that triple formation. And the stack to the right. Now they screen it out the other way. And this is McCann taking the... And McCann gets swung down after a pickup of about 5 yards at the 30.
Jameson Jones with the reception.
Check that. That's actually Jones that made the reception. Officially give him 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4. Retzing takes the handoff again. Slips to a Crace. And he has the 1st down. Rather, that's Jaden Robinson. And a 1st down to about the 25-yard line.
That time, Alex, they didn't even need a 3rd down to get a 1st down.
It's a gain of 12.
I mean, it's almost just inevitable that they're going to have a 1st down on the 3rd down plays. At least so far, as we've seen.
Under 5 to go here in this 2nd quarter. Timpanogos trying to retake the momentum. Has Riggs on the keeper, and he'll slide down. Nothing there. We'll see where they mark him. Where did he start the slide? They say
slides down for no gain.
They say he started the slide right at the line of scrimmage, so they're going to mark him down there. So no gain officially on the play. So from the pistol, 2nd down and 10. From the 25, Riggs, play action, throws, that's complete to Graff, and he's brought down. Good open field tackle. It'll be 3rd down again here for the Wolves.
Let's see if they can make it 5 for 5 here, Alex. They smell that red zone. They're in it now.
They're in the red zone right now. 3rd down and 5. Call it 3rd down and 4, maybe 3.5. Chase Riggs from the gun. Motions McCann out to the left. High snap. And the ball is loose. I think Riggs got back on top of it. He did.
Fumble snap recovered by Riggs. 4th down.
So 4th down now from the 21. And it's 4th and 7 here, and it looks like Timpanogos is going to go for it again, at least for the moment. It'll be an interesting decision to see if they do, and it looks like they are going to line up to go for it.
I think they're going for the points here, Alex.
Well, you definitely want to. You're up by 2 scores. I mean, really wouldn't help you much if you get a field goal out of this. You'd still only be up 2 scores. Riggs going to throw for it. He throws. He's got a man wide open, and it's caught for the touchdown.
Touchdown.
4th down touchdown.
Riggs to Dash McCann.
Dash McCann into the corner of the end zone, and the Wolves re-seize the momentum.
8-ball corner pocket. That's all I can say. You get the corner of the end zone right over there. Once again, high risk, high rewards. That seems to be the name of the game and the story of this one that we've seen.
Parker Harvey now for the extra point. Good snap, good holds, And the kick is right through the middle.
PAT is good.
There's also a flag
There is
down
a
after the
flag.
PAT. So hold the phone here. As with 3:12 to go. Timpanogos is going to go up 27-7, it looks like. As the officials are going to have a conference here. They're talking to Austin Heaps, the head coach. There's no foul on the play. And the extra point is good. 27-7 now is our score with 3:12 to go here in this first half. And Ty, I mean, that was a huge drive by that Timpanogos offense to get the momentum back before halftime.
That was kind of a dire situation that they were in, too. You're in 4-down territory in the red zone. And honestly, most coaches would say, hey, let's go for the field goal attempt. We want the points. But when you want 4 extra instead of those 3, you have to take those risks. And I think that's what Timpanogos did very well, considering that they just got, well, the score is now 27-7. I'll let you do the math.
I'm terrible at math. You know that. Bretson kicks off. It's a line drive, and he pummels this one right through the back of the end zone.
Kickoff into the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10, Mountain View.
Want to mention, coming up at
Again,
halftime, we
head
have the
down to
homecoming
Titans
ceremony
Snack
coming
Shack.
up.
Get a chili dog, chips, drinks.
For the
And while you're heading
Timpanogos
out there, get a
Timberwolves, we're going to
stone
keep
from
our mics open for
FCCLA
that. We also
for
have the Orange
$2.
City Marching Band performing at
Also, got the
halftime.
Hawaiian shave ice.
We'll also have a
Maybe a little
fireworks
chili,
show
but it tastes good.
during halftime and post-game, so stay tuned for that. Well, speaking of fireworks, though, there have been plenty for me and Ty here in this first half. Scoreboard doesn't reflect that, but there have definitely been plenty of fireworks.
Could have sworn it was 4th of July.
Well, felt like it, didn't it? Here's Havea up the, or rather, this is less on the keeper, and he gets maybe a yard.
Well, I know it was a trickery play, but if they handed it off to Havea, I think he had yards to go.
Yeah, there was probably no one
Run off
grabbing
the
his shirt within
left
5
side.
yards of him.
Short gain. 2nd down. Bethany Gubler, you're missing something, and we have it in the booth. Please come claim your
2:45
prize.
and counting on a rolling clock here in the first half. 27-7 in favor of Timpanogos. Timpanogos started out up 20-0, but after a turnover, the Bruins got back in it, and the Wolves got right back on the scoreboard. Lessa under siege, takes off up the middle. This is what he can do. And he gets the first down up to the 33-yard line, and he's going to pick up 13 when he needed
Racer
only
keeps down to the
about
32-yard
8.
line.
And a first down.
Great individual effort. I mean,
1st and 10, Mountain View.
had a couple men to break. Did a little snake route, it looks like, just around, slithered around, got away.
You feel like, though, that's something that Lessa should do more of because he's so big and so athletic. You feel like he could run the ball more often as a quarterback, just get out of the pocket. Surprised he hasn't done it more as Havea takes the handoff this time. He struggles forward, and then he gets stood up after a pickup of about maybe
Havea
2
runs down
yards.
to
You kind of see the
36.
difference in plays right there,
3-yard gain
Alex.
brings up 2nd down and 7.
Except you don't want to put your quarterback in that situation every single time because he takes the risk of getting that injury, and then what do you do after that?
Yeah, and then you really be in a pickle right there. Mountain View still has 1 timeout to go. And 90 seconds and rolling here in this first half. Lessa hands to Havea, cuts to the left. Havea gets over right or left guard. And he's got a first down at about the 45-yard line. They'll
pushes
stop the
forward
clock
down to the
momentarily while they
46.
set the chains.
Great route that he ran right
10-yard
there.
gain brings up 1st and 10, Bruins.
Puts you a little bit closer to midfield. Now you're knocking on the door of Timpanogos territory.
1:20 to go here in the first half. Calvin Floyd, Lessa's favorite target, is split to the right. Havea in the backfield. They give it to him again. And Havea gets about maybe 4, maybe 5 yards.
Havea
Up
carries down
close
to
to
the
midfield.
49.
And this is exactly what
4-yard
Mountain View
gain
wants to
brings
do.
up
They want to
2nd
take
down
some
and
time off
6.
the clock, but now you got to start thinking about potentially throwing the ball downfield towards the end zone with under a minute to go.
And taking a timeout, too. I mean, you're less than a minute. You're past midfield. And we know that the deep ball isn't very good that you've been throwing these past couple of attempts. You're kind of 0 for 2 considering the 2 interceptions Timpanogos had the first couple of times he tried it.
Lessa gonna throw that way, and that pass is behind and off the hands.
Pass incomplete, intended for Logan Lunt.
Logan
Incomplete
White,
pass
the
brings up
intended receiver, and now it's third
and
down and
6.
6 here. This is a huge third down for the Bruins. I mean, you're almost certainly looking at 4-down territory here with 34 seconds left to go. And Ty, that's probably one that White should have caught.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, he had room to run too. Just didn't take the opportunity and, just slipped right through.
Lessa hands to Havea. And that's actually Hopoate that takes the handoff. And the Bruins are going to burn their last timeout. So as I suspected, they're going to play the short game, and now they're going to have 4th and 2 from the 47-yard line. And with 27 seconds left, we'll take a quick break with them. A big 4th down coming up for the Bruins before halftime. Fourth and 2 for Mountain View. Alexander Timop alongside Ty Wilkinson here just before halftime. 27 seconds left. They need 2 yards. Lessa takes the snap. Good protection. Rolls, throws, and incomplete. Boy, he had some green grass in front of him if he wanted to take off. Instead, it is a turnover on downs.
First and 10, T-Wolves.
And the T-Wolves will take over close to midfield.
Okay, and we've learned in previous games, whether you've watched football before or not, just in any game in general, 21 seconds is a lot of time, especially considering you're closing into the closing seconds of the end of the second. And we know if you give a team enough time and enough out routes, and if they have enough timeouts on their hand, they can put points on the board, whether you expect it or not.
So 21 seconds left for Chase Riggs. Umpire is just taking some time to make sure that the equipment is all in good order and the play clock is running properly. 5 going to the pattern. And it's Bretzing out in the flat. And he quickly gets out of bounds after picking up the first down.
Complete to Easton. Bretzing gets into Bruin territory.
And that will stop the clock with 15 seconds to go.
11-yard gain, good for another T-Wolf.
Timpanogos has 2 timeouts remaining.
Once again, time is in your favor if you're Timpanogos.
Sure is. Again, 5 will go into the pattern. Riggs protected, throws, that's complete to Graff. Graff better get down. And they're going to stop him. The Bruins defenders are trying to hold him up to run that clock out. There's 7 seconds left.
Riggs pass complete.
And Austin Heaps is about darn near halfway out on the field. He immediately called for a timeout.
I'm liking that idea of a no backfield set, just the quarterback and him only, because you're trying to get that ball a little bit further down the sidelines, down the hash marks.
And you think about it, that's what Heaps likes to do. That's what Austin Heaps like to do in that spread formation. I mean, they run out of so many formations. The diamond we saw the triple stack formation, and we also saw that kind of interesting 5-out formation right there.
Yep.
They could just come at you with so many looks, this Timpanogos team. It's really interesting.
It's funny how many shapes that you can name that this team is able to make just in their receivers alone. Triangle, diamond, even you can honestly argue circle a little bit, or a little bit of square as well. I think this team knows what they're doing, Alex.
What does that say about us?
Yeah, that's true. I don't think I could do half the things that these guys are doing, and I'm in college.
I'm wondering what that says about us. So Timpanogos, 1 timeout left. And this is going to have to be a fast play here. 7 seconds to go. And they better hope that Riggs has a quick pass in him. He looks quick. He throws to the end zone. It's broken up. And that, I think, was, in effect, was an incomplete pass just to stop the clock. He would have thrown it out of bounds anyway. And here comes the field goal unit with 2 seconds left.
And I think that's the good move to go. You can go up at least 30 points.
But risky, too. I mean, you're throwing in a double coverage right there with the safety over the top. That was a pretty risky throw that Riggs just made right there. That could have easily been picked off.
Bretsing to attempt a 47-yard field goal.
But anyway, here's Easton Bretsing. They said it's a 47-yard field goal. It's a 42-yard field goal. A good snap, good hold, and the kick is blocked. And this can be returned. Calvin Floyd up the sideline, and he's going to get knocked out of bounds. And that will take us
field goal, no
to the end of the first half.
T-Wolves 27.
So the T-Wolves will go into the half up 27-7. But you have to say, Ty, it probably should be a lot more for the way they dominated the first half.
I would heavily agree with that, Alex. It seems a little bit interesting what Mountain View kind of ran there at the last couple. I think it was at least a minute left in the second quarter. They tried to get across that 50-yard line area. Did not work. They threw a deep pass. Timpanogos almost comes with a scoring opportunity. I think they're lucky that didn't come.
Well, remember, Ty, that it was 20th. It was a 20-0 game, and for it to be 27-7 here at halftime for Mountain View, you have to be feeling pretty lucky that you're not down more.
Yeah, I think Timpanogos is handling this game with ease pretty well. I think Mountain View themselves, they had that momentum game going into the second quarter. Like I mentioned, they're a second quarter team, it felt like. But Timpanogos coming away with the end results of the momentum in their favor. And I think that's pretty much paid off for them throughout the course of this game.
So we end the first half about where we expected. The Timberwolves lead at 27-7. Stay tuned, folks. Coming up next, the Orem City Marching Band will be performing here at halftime. And we'll have the presentation of the 2023 Timpanogos Homecoming Court. Stay tuned for that. It's halftime with our score 27-7. And we'll be back on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Well, as the smoke from the fireworks drift over the field here. Welcome back to Timpanogos High School in North Orem, Utah. More Timpanogos football presented by Brent Brown, Toyota Scion, Alexander Timop alongside Ty Wilkinson. So, Ty, it's 27-7 here at the half, but you got to have a feeling, if you're a Timpanogos fan, you should be up more right now, given the way they dominated the first half the way they did.
I agree, too. There was a lot of missed opportunities throughout the course of that, kind of fiasco toward the end. You could have gotten 3 points. I mean, a blocked field goal, unfortunately. You tried to put the ball deep into the end zone, almost get picked off. I think you're right. I think they should be up by at least 30 right now, maybe if not more.
So, Ty, what's one thing you're looking for here in the second half from both of these sides as we head into the final 24 minutes here on this very chilly and now smoky homecoming night here in North Orem?
I'm going to look for a Mountain View explosion just out of the gate. I want to see this momentum be in their favor. I saw it before the second quarter, so we know they're capable of doing it here, Alex. The big question is how long can they hold that momentum gain before Timpanogos' offense, takes it over, if you will. And we've seen Timpanogos do it quite a couple times, but I know Mountain View has it in them, and I'm expecting a really big quarter for them here coming up soon.
So the smoke from the fireworks still drifting.
I don't know about you, I like that haze. A little bit of a foggy feel.
Drifting up into the lights. Well, the wind was blowing from behind us earlier at about 13. Now it's died to about maybe 7 to 8 miles an hour. So it's helping to push the smoke up into the air a little bit more here. So that's the good thing. It's not hanging over the field.
Yeah, that would cause a little bit of issues, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It'd be like a scene from a cabaret. A scene from a cabaret here.
People will think we're filming a movie here.
Yeah, really. Mountain View took the kickoff to start the game. They will kick off here to start half number 2 this evening.
Well, temperature drops here, Alex. I'll say that.
It sure does. It can't be anything like what I had last year in Skyridge. I mean, 36 degrees at kickoff, and it just got progressively colder as the night went on. And you're standing like this on top of the press box. You don't got anywhere to run.
Yep.
Matthew Hall set to kick off, and it's an onside kick. And it's recovered by Mountain View, but they're going to be called for an offside as everybody was a little too over-anxious there on that Mountain View side. And again, another gutsy call by the Bruins to start the second half, but this time it backfires.
Bruins are a team of trickery, as I've noticed just throughout the course of this game here, Alex. They like these interesting plays that I don't think anyone would expect. Like, even us up here in the booth, right off of kickoff, you're trying to recover the punt. The kickoff person, I think you just called kicker, if you will,
yes,
almost recovered his own kick. That's happened before in the NFL, by the way.
This time, Calvin Floyd straight up kickoff, and it's Parker Harvey. Did his knee go down inside the 10? It did.
Unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. And that means Timpanogos is going to have their worst starting field position of the evening at the 9-yard line. Which is strange to say, given the fact it's a 20-point game right now. This is Timpanogos' worst starting field position of the evening at the 9-yard line.
It feels weird seeing Timpanogos at the 9-yard line. You're in single digits, just within your own territory, and you got a long ways to go until you get that end zone. But I think they have it in them. I just want to see Mountain View's defense here and their structure kind of just explode and try to pin them deep so that they would have to punt a little bit longer.
And looky here, they're coming out in the diamond formation, but this time they throw out to the right side to Graff. Needs to make a man miss. He does. Turns on the Jets up the sideline. And he gets out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Riggs pass complete to Gabe Graff. Forced out of bounds at the 30. It's a 20-yard gain.
He picks up 20 on the play.
And another.
And the T-Wolves immediately out of the shot of their own goal line.
And they are 3 for 3 on first down with that diamond formation. Now they're in the triangle here that we could talk about before.
Yes, stack formation to the left, but it's Bretzing on the handoff to the right. He stumbles forward for about maybe 3 yards.
Bretzing carries down to the 34.
Well, the running game hasn't been as effective, I guess, for the Wolves as it's been in the first couple of drives. But the passing game's really opened up. Those 2nd down and 7 officially from the 34. They motion out to the right. Riggs looks that way, now throws, and that one probably should have been picked off. Hopoate was sitting right in the middle of that little stick route that Gabe Graff was supposed to run, and if he caught that and ran the other way, there was probably no blue shirt that was touching him within 5 yards.
Hit him right in the chest protector there, too. That's the worst way it hits you, because that thing's like a bouncy ball coming at you at that point.
So to all the all the defensive backs that want to be a two-way player, there's example A why you probably don't want to right there. Riggs on 3rd down, screen to Bretzing, and he's going to get taken down. Lane Lunt coming up from his safety position. A great open field tackle, and
4th down and 2.
Looky here, the Wolves going to go for it on 4th and 2.
This is a fast offense, Alex.
And they're going to try to jump the Bruins here, I would think. They don't bite there. Now it'll be interesting to see if Riggs runs a play out of this tie.
He's got 16 seconds to do it if he wants to. Play clock just keeps ticking away.
You wouldn't think he's going to. Play clock down to 5. They could try to play it safe, but they're not going to. It's Bretzing right side. I don't know. I don't think he got there.
He stopped.
He did not get there.
Stopped short of the line to gain.
And the Bruins got a monster stop, and now they're set up in plus territory.
What were we talking about that Mountain View needed in this game? They needed that defensive stop. I wasn't expecting them to go for it there on 4th down, though, but once you snap that ball,
no turning back.
Yep, it's in your hands.
Golden opportunity now for Mountain View, and they give it to Havea right up the gut. And Braxton Havea still on his feet, bumped down at the 25-yard line. Oh, my. Things have just changed
quick run down to the
tremendously
25. It's a 13-yard gain.
Now, I don't want to say I tell the future, Alex, but I think I predicted pretty well the momentum being in Mountain View's favor coming out of the gate.
Calvin Floyd lines up to the right side. What a turn of events. Lessa Handoff, Avea, left side this time, and he gets another 6 yards down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
19. That's a 6-yard gain.
You kind of wonder what that's going to do for that offense for Timpanogos now, going for it on your own 38-yard line, trying to push the action. I mean, it's a 3-score game tie, but we still got 21 minutes of game action. That's a long time to play here.
And let's not forget the missed point after that happened during the first quarter. That could probably pay dividends in how this game goes.
Lessa throws. That's complete. Calvin Floyd. He's in. Touchdown, Bruins.
Touchdown, Mountain View.
There is also a flag down at the 25-yard line in the area where Lessa threw the pass. And it's going to be offsetting penalties, or rather it's going to be is it going to be an offset? No, it's not going to be an offsetting penalty. It's going to be a personal foul
Dead ball,
on
personal foul
the Timberwolves. And would
Penalty
you look at this?
On the kickoff.
With 9:21 to go here in the third quarter, the Mountain View Bruins get a turnover on downs, and they are right back in the mix.
Floyd with the PAT attempt.
Alex, this game could very well come down to the point after attempts.
What a turn of events. This crowd just got eerily silent. Calvin Floyd, the extra point is up and good.
PAT is good.
And just like that, with 9:21 to go here in the third quarter, it is 27-14, Timpanogos. Well, how things have changed. The Mountain View Bruins right back in this ballgame, down 27-14 with 9:21 to go here in the third quarter. Long way to go. Alexander Timpanogos alongside Ty Wilkinson here in North Orem, Utah. I mean, Ty, you called it. The Bruins with some momentum coming out of halftime, and that is exactly what the Timberwolves did not need as Floyd kicks off. Harvey comes up and gets it at the 25. This time on the reverse to Hall. Hall, right side, Matt Hall will get up to about the 43-yard line. So good starting field position.
A lot better than the kneel that happened in the
right, yeah.
first couple. Right at the 10.
And to drive the point home, there is no Luke Livingston tonight for this Timpanogos offense. Number 2 down tonight. And now it's time to see who steps up here for this Timpanogos offense, because we still got a long way to go, and anything could happen now.
Well, you know who did? It was Easton Bretsing. He had the hat trick in the first quarter.
Riggs on first down, throws. This is Graff. And Graff is tackled across midfield. And that's good to see the Timberwolves getting right back to what they want to do.
Graff. Good for a gain of 9. Second down and 1.
Once again, I've mentioned before, this offense runs a lot faster than most, and that's kind of an advantage when you're playing against the defense, when they can get really tired when you're on the field for so long.
Riggs on second down, that's Graff again. And Graff takes 3 guys to bring him down. In fact, he doesn't go down.
On the 40.
I mean, that's a man of 6'2".
And another
first down for the Timberwolves. And now they're on the doorstep here, looking to answer back in a hurry. Riggs again. And this time this pass is a little bit wide of Graff. And it's second down.
The rivalry is getting a little bit chippy down there, too. A lot of pushing and shoving as we go into the closing minutes of this third quarter, it feels like. And we still got a lot of football left here, Alex.
5 wide here on 2nd and 10. Riggs from the shotgun. Riggs looks for Graff, throws to him. That's complete. Breaks a tackle, still on his feet, and he gets tripped up inside the 25, down to the 24-yard line by Floyd. Lunt there on the tackle, too, but that's another first down.
Back-to-back first downs on this drive. Kind of had about 3 men to beat. Managed to get past 2 of them. Unfortunately, couldn't get past the third one because he would have been home.
Another 5-out set here on second down, and now Riggs going to motion into that shotgun with Bretsing as the tailback. And they fake it to him. Graf again, and again the pass a little bit wide.
Briggs pass intended for Graf, incomplete. Second down.
Have to feel like this is a bigger drive than we think here for both of these teams right here. The defense for Mountain View, of course, getting a bigger push, it seems, as we head into the late stages of this third quarter. Second down and 10 once more from the Mountain View 23. Riggs, pressure, throws, wide side, complete. Not for much, though. Jamison Jones brought down immediately by Lane 1 coming up from his safety position, and this is now a big third down. Third down and 5.
And the reason this is such a big third down here, Alex, is they had 5 in a row previous that they converted into first down plays, and then the last one, they were unable to get that fourth down play. So if they can get this one, I think the momentum will be heavily in their favor, considering they're getting closer to that red zone line.
From the 20, Riggs, quick pass, caught Jones. Where does he step out of bounds? Doesn't matter, there's a flag. And there's going to be a late hit, I think, assessed to Mountain View, and that's a big penalty, because I think they stopped him short of the marker, where they marked him. The flag came out as soon as Jones was shoved out of bounds, Ty, and I think it's going to be, wow, they're going to wave it off. They're going to say no late hit. And it is going to be now fourth down and 2 again.
Last time they didn't get it. I think if you're a little bit closer, though, Alex, that line to gain is a lot easier to get because you have that momentum in your favor on this drive when you started at the 40.
Well, here we go. Fourth down and 3 again. Riggs from the shotgun. They need it. Sprint out. Left. Riggs throws. Broken up. Intended for Graf. Calvin Floyd comes over and knocks it down, and the Bruins shut the door again.
Unbelievable.
And it's Calvin Floyd who caught the touchdown earlier that comes up with a big play, and the Bruins now have a 1st and 10 at their own 16.
When they don't convert on those third down plays, it looks like they were in trouble. I think he could have easily kept running that and taken it out of bounds there, Alex, but instead he wanted to go for gold, and he was trying to make this game 34-14.
And you have to think about it, too, that Graf looked like he had the touchdown. I mean, there was nobody within 3 yards of him, but Floyd just came over and knocked it down. Lessa now on first down, hands to Havea, and he plows through the middle for 4.
Havea carries down to the 19.
I mean, this crowd is just stunned right now. I mean, this whole game just took a weird turn here at this place. I mean, it's almost like they can't believe what they're watching.
Yeah, it's homecoming, too, on top of that. And I think that gives Mountain View a little bit more momentum in their favor, too, because, well, Timpanogos, obviously, they want to win this game. It's homecoming.
Havea takes the handoff again. This time he gets stuffed in the backfield.
Let's be honest, you never want to be the team known as the homecoming team that you have to play because, well, that means, oh, hey, you're an easy win. You'll be just fine. Not so fast with Mountain View tonight.
And 8.
Yeah, remember the last time Mountain View won in this rivalry, they won here in 2020, Ty. They put up 53 points on the Timberwolves. Not that kind of a scoreline here tonight, obviously, but the Bruins, I think, are making it a lot more interesting than I think a lot of people gave them credit for.
And I think that gives you more incentive as a team.
Lessa, pass is deflected. And incomplete.
Tip to the line.
And a big stop there by that Timpanogos defense. Huge stop by that Timpanogos defense to force the 3 and out. And they get away with one. They dodged the BB right there.
Well, we've seen a fake punt from this team once.
Well, I highly doubt Calvin Floyd's going to do it again from this deep in his own territory.
There's a saying, never say never.
Matt Hall standing back on his own 36-yard line. As I suspected, no fake from Floyd, and he boots it away. It's a line drive kick. And it's going to take a forward bounce, and it's a pretty good bounce. And it's going to die right at the 30-yard line.
Punt down to the 30-yard line. 1st and 10, T-Wolves.
49-yard punt, 51-yard punt, no return, and now there's a flag. late after the play at midfield. There was some pushing and shoving going on.
Flag on the field.
And we'll see who this is against.
I think this game is getting chippy here, Alex. They're taking these unnecessary penalties.
And it's a personal foul against Mountain View, and that's a big-time 15 yards because that moves the ball up to the 45-yard line.
I think as a coach...
And that's going to drive Abe Poduska nuts. I mean,
I know that would drive me nuts, is giving the other team extra yardage that, well, they not only didn't earn, but you gave to them for free.
Well, Poduska's pleading his case to the linesman over on the far sideline. We're looking right now. He's pleading his case to the linesman, saying, well, you didn't call it earlier on them. Why do you call it on us? But the fact of the matter is they did call it earlier on Timpanogos. Another big drive here for Timpanogos starts at their 45 now after the penalty. And it's Bretzing, left side. He gets smothered in the backfield.
Bretzing brought down behind the line.
So now this is going to get interesting, Alex. In the closing minutes of what is now the third quarter, we'll see how this defense, it's a bend but don't break. They've been able to maintain with this Timpanogos offense, and they're doing an outstanding job.
Riggs on second down. Play action. Throws the screen. That's complete. And again, a short gain. Not very much there. And that was complete.
To Tate Dawson.
To Tate Dawson, one of the guys we haven't really called tonight. But again, without the services of Luke Livingston, like we said, somebody's going to have to fill the void. And right now, the Timberwolves are just trying to find somebody to fill that void. It's another third down, 3rd and 8. Timpanogos, by the way, 0 for 4 in this third quarter on third downs. Design roll out to the right. Riggs throws up the sideline, and it is caught! What a catch!
Pass complete to Cash McCann.
Cash McCann comes up with a huge play down inside the 30.
The 23-yard gain.
23 yards and another first down. And a sorely needed first down for the Timberwolves. That's their first third down conversion of this quarter. Here's Graff. A lot of white shirts around him. Tries to make a couple men miss. And just spins into the wall and gives himself up. And that Mountain View defense is really flowing on all sides of the football right now. They've just not allowed any space for those Timberwolves receivers.
And I think they just had a 7-on-1 right there. It took them 7 people just to get him down. But honestly, whatever does it works. And it doesn't matter how you do it, just as long as you get that stop. And that's what Mountain View just did.
Triple wide receiver lines up to the left. Riggs, shoulder fake, throws down the middle. Intercepted! It's Floyd! Calvin Floyd the other way! And he goes down to the 20. Second interception thrown tonight by Chase Riggs.
Pass intercepted by Calvin Floyd. 1st and 10, Mountain View.
It's Calvin Floyd again!
I have no words, Alex. The amount of momentum changes in this game has been second to none.
That's the 3rd or 4th big play we've seen Calvin Floyd. He had the touchdown, he had the fake punt run, he had the breakup on 4th down, and now he comes up with the interception.
Bend but don't break. It's the name of the game with this defense, as we've seen.
This is and I will warn the viewers right now. I did try to warn the viewers that this is a far different Mountain View team than what you've seen the past couple of years. They are physical and they are ready to fight. We're seeing that right now. Here's Havea out in the flat. Pass was a little high. He couldn't control it. He got maybe 2.
On the swing pass. Gain of a yard.
And with 4 minutes left here in the third quarter, this Mountain View defense has been single-handedly keeping the Bruins in it. And now it's up to their offense to try and get some momentum.
And did we not talk about that in the beginning portion of the game, that this defense would have to hold strong against Timpanogos because, well, I mean, you've seen it today. Timpanogos' offense is, well, outstanding.
They really only shot themselves in the foot today because of that. Havea takes the handoff. He gets about maybe 5, and this is going to make a 3rd and a manageable 4.
Havea pushes forward to the 28.
And this is a huge third down for this Timpanogos defense to try and get off the field here.
Brings up 3rd down and 3.
Things have changed in a heartbeat here.
Defense has just been the name of the game.
More surprisingly, I think, than a lot of people thought.
2 interceptions for each team.
Yep. 2 picks thrown by Lessa, 2 picks thrown by Riggs. It's Havale on 3rd down, and he's not going to get there. MJ Yosefo came right up and stoned him.
On the tackle. He's up 4th and 1.
And the Bruins are going to punt the football again. And again, another big stop by that Timpanogos defense.
You want to talk about a human freight train coming at you.
MJ Yosefo, by the way, was the quarterback last season in place of Chase Riggs for a time. But now back to his normal spot at linebacker. And let me say, he probably made the biggest play of the quarter right there. Because Havale was probably gone if he didn't stop him. Floyd. That punt was almost blocked. Hall. Did that touch him? It did! And Burgess picks it up! You cannot advance it!
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, Calvin Floyd!
Recovered at the 41.
Matthew Hall with a big mistake. Anthony Burgess recovers the fumble on the punt, and the Bruins now are inside the 40 in a heartbeat.
Alex, I can't say it enough.
What is
the amount
going
of
on?
momentum. Who has control of this boat? It's going in circles. We don't know. No one is going straight in this position. This ball has been going back and forth this entire sequence of the 3rd quarter.
That is the 4th turnover of the night, or the 3rd of the night for Timpanogos. 4th if you count the turnover on downs. Lessa on 1st down. Throws for Floyd. It's broken up. And that time, Matthew Hall redeems himself with the PBU on 1st down.
Matt Hall on the coverage. 2nd down.
I mean, we have just had a crazy 3rd quarter.
It's a little bit of everything. Special teams, defense.
Special teams, defensive gaffes, punts. I mean,
I think you can find every single blunder in football history in this play alone.
I mean, they can make a whole NFL Films football follies about this 3rd quarter as Lessa is having some trouble here. The play clock was going down, but they asked for it to reset, and they did. 2nd down and 10 from the 40. Havea takes the handoff. Havea right side, breaks a tackle, needs a block, and he gets to about the 33-yard line. Someone lost their helmet on the far side, so they're going to have to come out for a play as per the rule.
Right down to the 34.
And a huge 3rd down now for Mountain View.
That was a good run, too. He had a man to break. He could have been put in back at least, I would say 4 or so more yards back, but since he had the tackle to break, he got through. And now you're at a very, I would say, considerably manageable, maybe a little bit more than manageable 3rd down.
Play clock down to 10. Lessa from the gun. Play clock down to 5. Play action. Throw over the top for Luntz, and he threw it behind him. He was open. And now it's 3rd down or 4th down and 3. And given the fact it's a 2-score game,
4th down.
You're on the 34-yard line, Ty. I think we know what Abe Podolsky is going to do here.
I think so, too. The question is, what type of play call do you want to go? You can either pass it or you can run it. Passing game hasn't worked too well down the middle. You got those out routes that we've seen has worked. But I don't know what to expect here because this team is very poker face in what they decide to choose.
Whatever it is, it's going to be a huge play. And the ball is dropped on the snap. They weren't ready for the snap. And now we have 2 flags in late. I suspect it's going to be after the play. Because the 2 teams are already walking off the field. And it is after the play, and it's personal fouls.
Personal foul against the T-Wolves.
Against Timpanogos. Doesn't matter, though.
1st and 10, T-Wolves.
Doesn't matter, though. The Timberwolves get away with 1.
Well, turnover on downs, fumble, interception. Anything else you want to see tonight? What else did you order on the menu?
I ordered the whole right and the left half of the menu, I think, at this point. If I was driving through McDonald's. Timpanogos up 27-14 in what's been a wild 3rd quarter. First and 10 now from the 24. Following the turnover on downs. It would have been the 39 except the penalty backed them up. Riggs, hands off. This is Bretzing up the middle. And Bretzing breaks a tackle, but again, not much room. As Hopoate comes up and makes the tackle, and he got maybe a yard.
Second down and 8.
As we are approaching the end of what's been a crazy third quarter here in North Orem tonight.
What do we say before, Alex? Bend but don't break defense.
Riggs looking, throws. That's Graff wide open. Graff breaks a tackle, still on his feet. And he gets close to midfield, brought down right at the marker.
Complete to Gabe Graff, brought down to the 49.
Well, when they needed it, they go to number 17. He's been their bread and butter tonight, along with Bretzing. And again, another sorely needed first down for the Wolves as runner minutes ago here in the third. Here's a screen out to the flat, Dawson. And Dawson gets out of bounds after a pickup of about maybe 9.
Tate Dawson into Bruin territory.
And that is
out at the 44-yard line.
going to move Timpanogos into Mountain View territory.
Second down and 3.
3 turnovers on the night for Timpanogos. 2 interceptions by Chase Riggs and the muff punt. If you count the turnover on downs, it was 4 turnovers. Mountain View with 3 turnovers. A turnover on downs plus 2 interceptions. As that's going to take us to the end of a wild third quarter.
That'll be the end of the third quarter.
Well, Ty Wilkinson, are you not entertained?
I am very entertained, actually. I didn't know you ordered this much off the football menu today.
I don't think we expected that much either. We head to the fourth quarter of the City Triangle with 12 minutes to go. Alexander Timolip, Ty Wilkinson ready for the final 12 minutes of the City Triangle game between Timpanogos and Mountain View. 27-14 T-Wolves. What a wild third quarter we witnessed, but Timpanogos trying to get the momentum back on their side and right the ship.
Only time will tell at this point, Alex.
Yep, surely. Bretzing screened out to him in the flat. He's got a block, and he puts his shoulder down, gets the first down, across the 40 down to the 37-yard line.
Down to the 38-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain. Good for another.
Needed only 4. He picked up 6. As they go to a triple stack tandem on the right side now. Bretzing tries the left side, tries to get to the corner, and a good tackle out there on the edge. The ball came out, but after he was
bounces
down.
Off the left side, brought down.
Lane Lunt had a shot at him, but
33. 5-yard gain.
The Mountain View Bruins get over there to stop him in time, and it's second down and 7 now from the 33. Mountain View scored the only touchdown in the third quarter, and then it was back and forth turning the ball over. More so Timpanogos. Timpanogos had 2 turnovers in that quarter alone, but Mountain View just not able to cash in on their opportunities. Throw in the flat, complete to Graff. Makes a couple men miss, stays on his feet. The ball came out, but after he was out of bounds, and it'll be short of the marker by about a couple yards. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
Brought down to the
and this is where Timpanogos has struggled, Ty. Just 1 for 6 on third downs here in this second half.
1 for 6 is not a very good stat, especially if you're, well, obviously the offense. So we'll see.
3rd down and 2. It's Robinson. Left side. I don't know. He did not get there.
Pardon me, I meant to...
He needed 2. He got only 1, and now this is about to get really cheesy here.
Pardon me, I meant to say defense because, well, 4th down. They're 2 for 2 on 4th downs. Actually, did they get 1 more? No, they didn't.
No.
It's been 2 for 2. It could be 3 for 3 here. We'll see how it goes.
Timpanogos went for it on 4th down in their own territory and missed it. Now it's 4th and 2. They bring McCann in motion. And I wonder if they were trying to jump Mountain View offside again. And the play clock's going to run out. A timeout call by Austin Heaps.
Timeout. Timpanogos.
So a timeout call by Timpanogos will step aside and build the drama with them. A 2-score game. Mountain View trying to stand up again on the verge of the red zone. Well, here we go. Alexander Timolep, Ty Wilkinson, 4th down and 2 for Timpanogos. Timberwolves 1 for 2 on 4th downs tonight, both in the second half. They also are 1 for 7 on 3rd downs in the second half. Riggs from the gun, gonna roll, has a man, throws, got the first down. What a clutch play right there. That's Graff.
Josh Graff with the reception down to the 25.
And that's going to move the sticks.
T-Wolf.
They needed 1. They got 4. And now they go 5 wide. Riggs from the gun. And a false start.
Even the quarterback wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, seriously.
A false start.
Another penalty against Timpanogos. It's going to make it 1st and 15 from the 30. And I think it's probably lucky they got a false start, because otherwise that might have been a scoop and score the other way for the Mountain View Bruins. What else more can we see tonight from this second half? I mean, this has just been crazy. Again, play clock running down inside of 10. And again, another timeout. As I think it's an official's timeout this time, and I think it is. I think the officials might be conferring about the spot of the ball. I think that's exactly what they're conferring, because if you look at it from our angle right here, the original first down marker is at the 26-ish yard line. It should be at the 31.
Yep, they're trying to spot the ball. Timpanogos gets an extra yard here, it looks like.
Riggs hands to Bretzing, chased down from the back, gets a block. Got a pancake block there from his lineman as Bretzing picks up call it about a 7 or 8 yard gain. He picks up the penalty yards back plus a couple more.
Well, there's perks of being a muscular person, and he just showed it right there. You can power through a defensive line just as well as he did.
Yeah, somebody just got flattened for lunch over there on the other side. Riggs, play action, throws, caught, McCann, out of bounds inside the 10.
Riggs pass complete to
He had Graff
McCann.
open, but instead goes to McCann.
12-yard gain.
And it's 1st and goal.
And another.
Beautiful catch.
T-Wolf.
Little breadbasket action there.
You have to say, this is a sorely needed drive here for the Timpanogos Timberwolves. Now an interesting formation here. McCann motions out. They hand to Bretzing, right side. He breaks a tackle, heads into the stack. And he gets maybe a yard.
Brought down at the 7.
Brought down at the 7.
It'll be 2nd and goal from the 7.
I mean, you talk about a sorely needed drive for the Timberwolves. I mean, this is it after what's been going on here in the second half.
Well, when you say that, the drive isn't over yet, Alex. We don't really know what to expect yet. Until that ball is into the end zone and confirmed a touchdown, we don't know what to expect at this point anymore.
That's true. We've had crazy things happen all night. Again, play clock down to 10. Play clock down to 1. And Austin Heaps
Timeout. T-Wolves
is out on the field here. And you can see Riggs getting into it with his coach, not happy right now. I mean, that's the consternation, I think, has just been building over this first 18 minutes of the second half. What we're seeing right now is just really a continuation of it right now on this Timpanogos side. They just have not looked in sync this entire second half.
It's a little interesting to watch, too. We talk about this defense that Mountain View has been able to, just stop this really good Timpanogos team. And they've only held them to 27. Timpanogos averages 41 points per game.
Lehigh 10.
That's almost a little bit less than half. Or sorry, they have a little bit more than half of what they averaged tonight. And Mountain View has a lot less players, as you can see, on their sideline as opposed to Timpanogos. So the fact that they're able to stick with them for this long shows a lot of adversity in this team. And I think they earn maybe at least a comeback here, if possible.
So 2nd down and goal now from the 7. McCann lines up as one of the H-backs. Graff the other H-back. Bretzing the single setback. Riggs. Bretzing. Sweep. And he didn't get much. He got maybe 2 yards. Oh boy, now it's 3rd down and 5. What do you do here? 3rd down and goal from the 5.
Down to the 5-yard line. 3rd and goal.
I would say run the ball. Give it to Ethan. Sorry, Easton. Easton Brensing, like we said.
Yes.
Really good game that he's been having so far. Had the hat trick just in the first quarter alone. We'll see what they do.
3rd down and goal. Riggs, play action, rolling, throws, nobody there. Graff ran out of room in the end zone. He would have been out of bounds and came back in and been the first player to touch the ball.
4th down.
And it looks like the field goal unit's going to come in here. And this makes sense, but you look at the scoreboard right now, 7:03 to go. You put this through the uprights. It's only still a 2-score game.
But you run the risk of not putting it through the uprights either.
That's true. Parker Harvey already missed an extra point tonight. Easton Bretzing is the normal field goal kicker. Play clock again inside of 4. Good snap, good hold, and Bretzing's kick is good.
Field goal is good.
And so with 7 minutes even left in the 4th quarter, the T-Wolves only up 30-14. Timpanogos football is presented by Brent Brown Toyota Scion on KSL Sports Rewind. It's also presented by Heidemann and Associates, the full-service law firm committed to winning for you. Call them at 801-472-7742 or contact them online at utah.law to find the nearest office closest to you. 7 minutes to go. Bretzing pounds this one, and it will go to the goal line. And on the run, here comes Bo Peterson. 25, 30, 40. Out of bounds, he goes near midfield, and he took a smack on that
There's some extra
sideline.
yardage right there.
And that's going to be a huge 15 yards there for Mountain View, and that is a... I don't normally say this very often, but that is a penalty you just cannot commit
Titans Den Snack Shack
in a 2-score game like this.
Head down, get your last minute
It's so unnecessary and it's so unsafe, too, at the same time. I know football is a very physical and contact sport, but when we're just trying to clothesline someone, you're not in the WWE, I'll say that.
Everlights, Simply Skates, Plant Science, Hello Seconds, Clegg Steel, Mountain West Flooring, Savage Company, and Northwest Mutual. Thank you for your support of the THS Cheerleaders.
So the offenses are on the offense for Mountain View on the field. They're just marking off the 15 yards, I think. And there it goes. Now they're marking off the 15. I mean,
and a penalty against the team.
I mean, you talk about just a crazy second half. This Timpanogos team has just not looked in sync, and that's just not helping right there.
Ends up after all the marking at the 43-yard line.
It seems like they're a little shaken up. I think they just think this game is a lot closer than it needs to be. But Mountain View will take the advantage, and what would have been in their territory now in Timpanogos is knocking at their doorstep.
Lessa hands off to Havea. And he powers his way forward. Look at him just take the stack with him, and finally it's 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Holding him up right there at the 35-yard line.
Havea moves forward down to the 35-yard line. It's an 8-yard game.
It is only a 2-score game.
Second down.
A couple of touchdowns and a 2-point conversions. And we could be talking about a whole new ball game here in North Orem.
Can we come back to that extra point that was missed that long ago that could probably deteriorate this entire game?
Havea takes the handoff again. He spins up the middle. And he gets the first down across the 30. Rather, right at the 30-yard line. He picks up about 3 yards, and that'll move the sticks for the Mountain View Bruins.
So say a touchdown is in Mountain View's future here. Are you going for that extra point, or are you going for that 2-point conversion?
Obviously, you have to go for a 2-point conversion down by what? You're going to be down by... You're going to be down by 9. You'll still be down by 2 scores if you don't put the 2-point conversion in. Under 6 minutes to go. Lessa, look for Floyd. Now comes back to him. Now throws, and it's incomplete. And we have another flag, but it was from the umpire at about the 24-yard line, and I think somebody must have been downfield during the play. And so that's going to be a 5-yard penalty. Back up Mountain View 5 yards. And that's really one play, I think, that just took way too long to develop right there when a lineman goes downfield.
Penalty, replay, first down.
And that could be a big 5 yards right there for Mountain View there, Ty, given the fact that they're inside. You're basically in 4-down territory no matter what.
And given the situation Mountain View is in right now, that's not a predicament you want to put yourself in, considering, well, negative yardage is never what you want. You always want the positive yardage. You already got that gift from them just off the kickoff, an extra 15 yards. So I think you got to take that to your advantage, and by giving them that 5 yards, that penalty was only about 10 yards if you think about it.
Avea takes the handoff again, trudges through the secondary. He'll pick up about maybe 3. And really, if you're Mountain View here, you got 3 timeouts plus 5.5 minutes to go. You don't have to start throwing the ball down toward the end zone here in a hurry. You can still run it here for a couple of plays.
And we've seen it already today that hasn't worked out for them just as much as they think it would. As we've seen, 2 interceptions that happened just by throwing the ball down midfield. At least throws above 20 yards that we've seen have both been picked off. So I think the short game, the out routes, is what we've been seeing has been working for him.
Lunt and Floyd line up to the left. Lessa runs to his right on the sprint out. Now looks, now throws. It is caught. A low throw, but complete by Peterson. And then Lessa got decked at the end of the play by Brighton Tate. And now this brings up a really good third down here. Really third and manageable. You only need about maybe 4 yards here.
Third and 4.
But this could be the biggest third down of the night for both sides.
Very manageable for Mountain View. They've done it before.
Timberwolves 1 for 7 on third downs in this half. Mountain View 1 for 4. Lessa rolls to his left. Now throws. It is almost picked off. Matt Hall came up and broke that up.
Goes incomplete.
And now it's 4th down, and it's obvious Mountain View has to go for this.
And I think this is a bigger play than that third down, obviously, because, well, this could change the way the game goes. You only got 4 minutes and less than 30 seconds left. You need to score on this drive, otherwise I think you're considered pretty much out of it.
3rd down, or 4th down, and 4 at the 25. Remember, Mountain View has all 3 of their timeouts. Almost said the 2-minute warning. They don't have that. Lessa throws. Hit as he throws, and still got it complete. Hopalante makes the catch, the biggest play of the night. They needed 4. They got 10. And Lessa stood in there and got popped and still completed the pass.
Hit during the pressure and managed to make that incredible catch.
And now 4 downs to get in the end zone for Mountain View.
This game is not over yet, Alex.
Certainly isn't. It hasn't been over since the start of the third. Under 4 minutes to go. Lessa hands off Avea. Ball's out! And it's recovered by Timpanogos!
Fumble on the play recovered by the T-Wolves. Robert Parsons.
Robbie Parsons may have just sealed it.
1st and 10, T-Wolves.
The 3rd turnover of the night.
Another score from around the county. In the middle of the
and
first
what a time to do it. Robbie Parsons may have just ended it.
And at the end of the 3rd quarter, Uinta and Salem Hills tied at 20.
I have no words. Have we seen it all?
We have seen it all in the second half.
If I had a football dictionary and I were to go through every single word, I think we probably hit every single blunder that you could possibly hit.
1st down now and 10 at the 22. Here's Bretzing, right side, breaks free. Bretzing, secondary, out close to midfield.
And Bretzing.
When they needed it the most, it's 22 who makes the big play.
Another T-Wolf.
He averages 93 yards a game here.
He has just answered the bell time and time again here tonight. Here's Jaden Robinson, and now you'd have to think...
Jaden Robinson into Bruin territory.
You have to think maybe Abe Poduska starts thinking about using those timeouts.
2nd down and 6.
As we're approaching 3 minutes to go here in this one in a 2-score game. And no hurry for Timpanogos. They can just run that clock all the way down. What a crazy, crazy game we've had tonight here in North Orm, Utah. Bretzing again. Right side. Tries to break a couple of tackles. He gets brought down after a pickup of 2.
Bretzing taken down at the 47.
Believe it or not, there's a little bit of miscommunication on that play between.
Timeout.
And Abe Poduska will indeed use one of his 3 timeouts here with 2:37 on a 3rd down coming up. You talked about just some miscommunication right there. I mean, that's just been how it's going here in the second half, I think, for this Timpanogos offense. But as we're heading down the stretch here, it's not over yet, obviously. Still only a 2-score game. What's your takeaway from this if you're the Timpanogos Timberwolves?
Well, you're ahead by 16. I think you're sitting pretty comfortable considering they have to get both 2-point conversions if, in fact, they get that touchdown. So that's 2 feats that they already have to accomplish in and of itself just to tie the game, I should say, for that matter. So if you're Timpanogos, I think you also have that homecoming night advantage in your favor, too. You got that whole hometown crowd right behind you trying to back you up.
Well, it doesn't get any easier for this Timpanogos team. I mean, they got to go on the road to play Payson next week. You and I are going to be there. And Payson's currently up on Provo. We thought about Provo and Provo-Payson being the top 2 teams in Region 8. And Timpanogos has been probably the most maddening team to figure out this year in the entire region. Ray's going to throw on 3rd down. He hits Bretzing, who puts it shoulder down and gets the 1st down.
Bretzing lays the lumber. Taking it down to the 39-yard line. It's an 8-yard gain.
They needed 6 and they got 8.
T-Wolf.
We're going to have to start calling him the human semi.
He has made every big play for this Timpanogos offense tonight.
What a clutch player.
And what a gutsy call, too. I mean, calling a pass on 3rd down and 6. I mean, that ball hits the turf. The clock probably stops. Now it won't, as Robinson gets twisted in the backfield for no gain. And Abe Poduska will once again use his timeout.
Timeout Mountain Dew.
He has 1 left with 2:22 to go here in the 4th quarter. As we have a moment, we'd like to remind you that coming up at the conclusion of tonight's game, Ty and I will be selecting our choice for the Heidemann & Associates Player of the Game. And we also remind you, Advanced Windows' fall window sale is going on right now. You get $2,000 off 10 windows or more with 0% interest for 60 months, financing available for a limited time only. And a reminder, of course, Ty and I will be in Payson next Friday night when the Lions host the Timpanogos Timberwolves. Kickoff is set for 7. Ty and I will be on the air at 6:55 on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. And that game just looks a lot bigger now for Timpanogos to try and stay in the race for this region title because, like I said, they have been probably the most maddening team to figure out this year in Region 8. We know it's Provo, Payson, and everybody else in Region 8, but Timpanogos has shown signs this year of what they could be when they're actually at their best. Which is why I keep telling people they're the most maddeningly difficult team to figure out. Bretzing on a backwards pass. Needs to protect that football. And we have a flag in from the back.
Bretzing out of the backfield. There is a flag on the play.
And I think, Ty, I think if you saw it, I think there's going to be a face mask here on Mountain View. Or is it a holding? It's a holding on Timpanogos. So Abe Poduska now has got a bit of a decision to make here. Do you take the penalty and push them back, or do you take 3rd and 11? In what all likelihood will be 4-down territory here for the Timberwolves.
2 minutes and 13 seconds left.
You sure do. You have a timeout.
Yep. You have your timeout. Timpanogos sitting at the 40-yard line.
And I think he is going to take He is going to take the penalty. He is not going to take the penalty. He's going to make a third down. And he is going to... And interesting here, Podolski's going to use his final timeout here with still 2 minutes left to go. So, big call here because, Ty, if Timpanogos converts this third down, this game is over.
Agreed. Just a friendly reminder, there's no such thing as 2-minute warning here.
Yes, there is no 2-minute warning in high school football, but... Well, now what do you do here for Timpanogos? You got 3rd and 11 with 2:13 to go, still a 2-score game. How are you playing this? Do you say you have 2 downs to get 11, or do you say you have 1 down to get it all here?
You know, if I'm the coach, I'm giving it to Easton Brensing. It's a risky call, but every time that he's been put in a predicament where he needs to shine, he's been able to pursue that role as that star player that he's been tonight.
Well, we'll see what Austin Heaps decides to do coming out of this timeout. Again, 2:13 left to go. Mountain View now out of timeouts, and it's 3rd down and 11. Timpanogos needs to get to the Mountain View 29. And with 2:13 and no timeouts for Abe Podolski, you'd have to think a first down here, it's over. Timpanogos trying to put away the pesky Bruins here. And they're going to hand it off to Bretsing. He's going to try. He's not going to get there. And they are indeed going to play for 4 downs here.
Well, they went to the man who was clutching the most opportunities. Unfortunately, it came out just a little bit short, but I think the defense was expecting that from the get-go.
Well, it looks like Austin Heaps is going to let the play clock run all the way down here. Remember, Mountain View has no more timeouts. And they are basically going to have to force the Bruins to go the length of the field if they want to have any hope of keeping alive a chance at at least forcing overtime. And we are going to take a break as they discuss 1:28 to go. A huge 4th down coming up that could potentially end the game. 1:28 to go. Timpanogos up by 2 scores, trying to put it away. 4th down, 6 coming up for Timpanogos. Alexander Timolip alongside Ty Wilkinson here at Timpanogos High School in North Orem, Utah. The Timpanogos Timberwolves trying to shut the door on the Mountain View Bruins here tonight in the City Triangle game. Timpanogos comes out of the huddle. Mountain View out of timeouts. 1:28 to go in regulation.
2 men in the backfield here.
This is a risk. You have to think it's a pass. It is. Riggs to throw. He's going for it all. Into the air and incomplete. A lot of hand fighting there, and it's going to be a turnover on downs.
How about that coverage?
Great coverage by Bo Peterson, who got the touchdown earlier. And the Mountain View Bruins have a little bit of life left. They have no timeouts, Ty Wilkinson, but a score here and a 2-point conversion. We're talking about a completely different finish here at Timpanogos.
And this is where Tim's defense needs to shine. This is what we didn't talk about at the start of the game, that Tim's defense would have needed to pursue, considering that Mountain View has only averaged about 17 points per game.
And you have to think right here, this is something Timpanogos did not have last year. They were one of the worst defenses in 5A at 22 out of 31 teams. And now they have Mountain View on their heels.
The secondary is really strong, you can see.
Play clock to 1. They just got it away. Lessa throws desperately. Oh, and it's broken up. Lane Lunt had his hands on it, but so did Matt Hall.
Pass incomplete.
It was a fight for the football inside the 40-yard line.
We've seen that a couple times, too, in the secondary already tonight.
And this is something we didn't talk about, the defense for Timpanogos here, Ty. Last year, Timpanogos, like I said, one of the bottom feeders in defense in 5A. This now becomes a true test of what they could be made of here going into next week's game against Payson, because it ain't going to get easier from here.
That it's not.
Again, play clock down to 5. Lessa looking, rolls to his left, sprints, gets out of bounds, stops the clock, 1:10 to go.
Placement keeps down to the 41-yard line.
I think that's a smart play.
Up 3rd and 4.
Not only do you stop clock, you also get 6 extra yards.
Third down and 4 now. It's 2 downs here to pick up 4 here for Mountain View. Again, the Bruins have no more timeouts. The clock will only stop momentarily while they set the chains. So the Bruins are at the mercy of the clock here, and if they get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, it's likely going to be an onside kick. Lessa guns it. First down. Floyd breaking tackles, and he gets to midfield. Clock will stop. 1:02 to go while they set the chains.
Pass complete to Floyd, out to the 50-yard line.
And now they'll run it.
First and 10, Bruins.
First and 10, Bruins. Ball at midfield, and now they spike it to stop the clock, but there's a flag, and I don't think
on the play.
everybody was set.
Grounding here.
And I don't think everybody was set because Calvin Floyd was not on the line at the time the spike happened. That is a big, big penalty. A big mistake by Calvin Floyd, who's made every big play tonight for this.
Replay first down.
Who's made every big play tonight for this Mountain View team. First and 10 now. First and 15 from the 45. Clock will not run.
Exactly 1 minute.
Triple wide receiver lines up to the left. Lessa to throw. Well protected. Throws. Sideline. Caught. They're going to say it's inbounds, so the clock will continue to run. 50 seconds.
Pass complete to Mullen. 5-yard gain on the play. Stretching 10-yard gain. Second down and 5.
You'd rather not complete those plays as Lessa spikes it, and 41 seconds remain here in regulation. Again,
desperate times are calling for desperate measures.
Yeah, if you're Mountain View, you have to start chucking this thing into the end zone here on 3rd down and 5. Ty Mullen made that last catch on 2nd down to give them a little bit extra breathing room here. Lessa from the gun. Drops the pass. Looking deep. Throws. Caught! What a catch! Bo Peterson hung on to it and took a lick from Natch Price. And it's going to be added on 15 yards. And that is going to put the Bruins inside the red zone. And they're going to have 4 shots to get in the end zone here. And so this game is now far, far, far from over.
See, those are penalties I don't get you can take.
And that's just not a good penalty.
Look at where they were supposed to be at about the
30-yard line.
Guess where they're at now.
And now they're inside the red zone.
Unbelievable.
36 seconds to go. Lessa in the gun. Triple wide receiver to his left. Bit of a weird snap right there.
A little rainbow.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a rainbow snap. That's why I thought it would be a snap infraction against Mountain View. And it was. Clock frozen, 34 seconds left here in regulation. Mountain View has 4 shots to get in the end zone, but you have to say, Ty, the way they're going out in this ball game, they're not going out without a fight.
Nope.
You have to credit that.
34 seconds is a lot of time.
And there is still a lot of time, you're right. Lessa. Snap, looks, throws, dropped. Mullen couldn't hang on. He tried to turn upfield before he caught the ball.
Mullen was too worried about getting out of bounds before he caught the ball. He wanted to get those positive yards, but at the same time wanted to just change the clock. Instead, he couldn't get it either.
2 more downs to get in the end zone here for Mountain View. 2nd down and 15 from the 20. They can get a first down at the 5 without scoring. Time not go on the Bruins side. Lessa. Looking, gets rid of it. Havea needs to get to the sideline. He does. And he gets out of bounds at about the 9. There are 22 seconds left.
Havea carries out to the 10-yard line.
I mean, say Lessa has just been under siege
all
all night long. And he somehow has slithered out of there to get it to Havea. So 3rd down and 5 now. 2 more downs to get in the end zone. Again, Mountain View can get a first down at the 5 without scoring. Then they need a 2-point conversion and an onside kick. Lessa, sprint out. Good protection. Now he runs. Got the first down. And he's out of bounds at the 4. 16 seconds remain.
Lessa keeps Heads out at the 5-yard line.
This is getting interesting. They're pushing closer and closer.
But they need to get in the end zone, Ty, and they need to do it quick. They have taken way too much time on this drive to get in the end zone.
They had 32 seconds, and they're at the 30. Already half that time is gone.
Already half the time is gone, yes. They marked him actually short. So it's 4th and an inch now at the 5. Lessa looking, and he is going to get brought down.
Lessa sacked on the play.
And that is going to put it into the books.
Tyson Miller ends it.
How about that for turn of events?
1st and 10, T-Wolves.
Boy, I thought Lessa had the first down, but now he's not going to get into the end zone, and a crazy drive ends with no points. What a finish.
What a storyline. I mean, can you believe it?
As Chase Riggs puts the knee down. As that will run the clock finally out on the Mountain View Bruins here tonight.
That's the ball game.
What a finish.
Our final score, T-Wolves 30, Bruins 14.
The Timpanogos Timberwolves
down at Payson as we take on the Lions. Our
started fast and they survive.
That's a Thursday night
slugfest.
as we take on Salem Hills.
Timberwolves 30, Bruins 14. What a finish here in North Orem. We'll be back to wrap it all up after this. Well, welcome back to Timpanogos High School. Alexander Timolip and Ty Wilkinson, your final score. Timpanogos survives a slugfest with the Mountain View Bruins 30-14. Ty, what do we need to say about that second half? I mean, that was crazy second half.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. We talked about this during the break. Only 7 points were scored in that entire sequence, and it felt like that there was so many opportunities and so many different, occurrences that could have happened during that time frame. But the only team that ended up scoring in that particular amount of time was, well, Mountain View.
And you have to feel for Mountain View. I mean, they had so many opportunities tonight. I mean, 3 turnovers in the game. If you count the 2 turnovers on downs, they had 5 takeaways off of Timpanogos, something I don't think we would have expected coming in. And they had so many opportunities tonight. You have to feel for Abe Poduska's team. They just got so close, but just were not able to capitalize in the final minutes.
And we can only just but give credit to that defensive line for Mountain View. They stuck with them till the end. They were not going to go down without a fight, and give them credit, and as much credit as they deserve, because that was one heck of a showing that they had against the Timpanogos Timberwolves.
Yeah, Timberwolves have a lot to clean up before we have them next week at Payson, but for now it's time to pick our Heidemann & Associates Player of the Game, presented by the full-service law firm, committed to winning for you, the client. Ty, I think we know who it is. I mean, you and I talked about it. The man who made big play after big play tonight for Timpanogos, stepping up big time for Luke Livingston in his absence. Easton Bretzing, the tailback, gets
moments. He had 1 or 2 that didn't end up his way, but the fact that he could show up in those particular situations and prove that he's the star player shows that he's one of the captains of this team and probably one of the better players.
And how about that catch and run on 3rd down and 6 with under 2 minutes to go? That gutsy call by Austin Heaps to put it in his hands. That shows you how much trust he has in him.
Again, another amazing win for the Timberwolves. They'll now improve to 5-2 as they take on Payson next week, and I'm excited for that game.
Yeah, we'll be down south of that game. Hopefully it'll be a little bit cleaner of a game than we saw tonight, but as we said, Timpanogos got a lot to work on before next week, Ty.
Agreed.
Want to thank Ty Wilkinson for being here tonight. Want to thank Austin Bigelow and Gavin on the controls here tonight here at Timpanogos. Final score once again, Timpanogos 30, Mountain View 14. For all of our crew, I'm Alexander Timolip saying good night from Utah. Aloha, and remember that Maui, we love you. We're sending our prayers and thoughts to you, Maui. We love you, and we hope you're doing well. Take care of one another, everyone, and we'll see you next Friday.